Yep. Good morning, Harrison, members of the community. Can everybody hear us? Okay. We are here today at Camp Jack on Pine Street with Recovery Centers of the Ozarks. And I am Kimberly with Farm Bureau, along with tons of people from our community and Board of Directors, Judge, and Mayor. Also with me is Rodney Beaver and Matt Russell, a board member and the executive director. So Rodney, tell us about this. What's going on here?
Yeah, so I'm great to see the outpouring of support from the community, and what we are is we're a business that helps people. We're a business that helps people reclaim their life and really give them that second chance, that ability to overcome substance use, which is a very large, very growing problem in our country and right here in Boone County and Harrison. And so we're giving people the opportunity to come forward and say, I want a new life. I want to change. I want to reclaim my life. I'm tired of my old life. And we provide that opportunity. We help them get away from that old environment, provide them with the tools to really lift themselves up, and knowing that when they graduate this program, they have the recovery capital that they need to move forward instead of falling back into that old pit that they were in.
Okay, when you say graduate, is this a program? How long is your program? How many people do you enroll?
Yes, so it's a very extensive one-year program.
Okay.
Where first we surround you with recovery 24/7 and slowly introduce you to the workforce. Begin with, lots of classes on identifying where I was at, where I'm at now, and where I'm going, and then allow you to face the situations and the difficulties that arise with entering the workforce. And the last 6 months of our one-year program, you work full-time, and then we provide transitional housing on the back end so that you're not moving right back into the same environment that you were in.
Okay, and we're standing in, is it your classroom that you bring your people to and learn their daily skills?
Yes, this is the classroom that Camp Jack has offered us. We facilitate our groups in this room the majority of the time. As far as our days, very busy with things like community service. We do a lot of outreach. If somebody needs their yard mowed or limbs picked up, we want to be a help. I like to say we're cleaning up the community that we got so dirty in our addictions.
Board of Directors, you guys have tons and tons of support, obviously, from people that are here today. Do you want to mention any of them, or?
Yes, we have an all-star Board of Directors, starting with our chairman, Steve Turner. We have Rodney Arnold, Scott Tennyson, Carl Palmer, Bob Largent, William Tollett, Don Phelps, Scott Swanson, who was the boots on the ground for so long. Scott was a big part of getting this ball rolling. Judge Gordon Webb is also on our Board of Directors, and just couldn't do without them. They're so dedicated and willing to see this thing succeed. And then Matt Russell with Camp Jack has been a great asset for us as well.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Jake Gray on our chamber.
Hey, thanks for coming, everybody. Rodney and I talked earlier, and I think Lloyd told me 3 words, but I'm going to use more than 3. We were talking earlier, just what do we think the outcome will be of this as far as just this event. And the camera can't see it, but my goodness, there's so many awesome people here. Such a great turnout. So on behalf of the Board of Directors and the Harrison Regional Chamber of Commerce, thank you everybody for coming. And I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Jerry Jackson.
Hey, thank you, Jake. I want to say a few words about a few people. Of course, Scott Swanson, step up here, Scott. You all know Scott has been working on this project for 80 years. I mean,
Since I was in high school.
No, wait a minute. I've been here 45, and ever since when I got here, he was out walking the streets trying to put in one of these things. And it's time. But you know what we figured out, Scott? It's the people you surround yourself with. And when you came to the city, by the way, he came to the city 6 months ago. He and Chairman Turner came to the city and said, what do we have to do? And he shared with us that Rodney was going to be the lead, and we had worked with Rodney before and all was good. But coming to us 6 months ahead of time to make sure the house is going to comply is something you've never done before. And it's running this thing like a business. And of course, with Turner, you know, as chair, you're going to do that sort of thing. But then the rest of the board, when I saw the names of the rest of the board, I mean, you couldn't have done a better job. And, you know, I think that was the time I said to myself, you finally got something that's going to work, Scott. And it sure looks like it is. So far, everything's good. Matt, thank you for opening Camp Jack to this. And this is one recovery center that seems to really have the support of the community. And you know how important that is, especially in the neighborhood. So Rodney, Matt, Scott, Steve Turner, Judge Webb, all the board, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'm going to give it to, usually I give it to Bob Larson, but he's not here.
I hate following Jerry because he usually takes all my speech away, and like always he does. Well, good morning. When Scott come to me probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it was just a dream of his, and you know, he worked hard on it, and it didn't come true. But like, you know, the people in this program, they got a second chance to make this work. With Rodney Beaver and the board they have now, I think it's going to work, and I'm glad to see it here in Boone County and in Harrison. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Anything else that you'd like to say before we go outside?
Yeah, I'd like to build on what the mayor said. It's like the community has, I've been so impressed with the way the community has really wrapped their arms around this project. And, you know, I tell guys, you know, in my life prior to my recovery, you know, I was considered a stain on the community, you know, a big liability with my substance abuse. But, you know, just like we affect the community, I think recovery takes a community. So I'm very appreciative of the community showing so much support, and I just want everyone to know we're always in need of volunteers. We're always in need of donations. We're always in need of people willing to come share their experience and show that they care. You know, that's a big thing. When I entered recovery, I didn't think people cared, but I think the sign of people today and the support and the outreach that we've seen, I think it's pretty obvious that our community cares about recovery, and I'm excited for things moving forward.
Awesome. We're happy to have you. And now we're going to stop this part. We're going to go outside and we're going to cut that ribbon.
Wonderful.
Perfect. You did great.